Hey guys, ever wonder why teachers make us learn about the past? Why they make us learn about old wars or the ancient philosophers? Well, it's because of the effects that these events have on us present day. Have you ever heard the expression a witch hunt? Where did this come from? Well, to figure that out, we have to go back to 1692, when America was still in its infancy. The Salem witch trials. That's right, people went to court over being accused of being a witch. Now, these events have been known about for quite some time, but it wasn't until 1952 when a famous playwright took center stage and displayed his adaptation of what happened in 1692. Miller debuted his play in 1952 called The Crucible, when McCarthyism was still rampant. McCarthyism was started by a guy named, McCarthy. He was a senator, and he went around accusing innocent people of being communists during the 1940s. This was a serious accusation during the time because of the Cold War that was happening between the United States and Communist Russia. That's a whole nother topic, and we'll save it for another time. Seeing the evil paradox that was happening, it inspired him to write The Crucible as an allegory or representation of what was happening at the time. You see, in The Crucible, over 400 people in the area around Salem were accused of being a witch. You see, in The Crucible, over 400 people in the area around Salem were accused of being a witch. You can even visit there today and see the gravestones of where people were buried from being hanged. And you can even read the book that tells the account of what happened. But we're going to stick to the book of The Crucible and see what Arthur C. Miller has to tell us. Now, the people in this book had very simple lives. That means that they didn't really have anything extra to do, which means that they just had their lives, they did their profession, they went to church, and that's it. They had a holiday, that just means they had to study even more of the Bible. Now, I don't have enough time to go through the entire story of the Crucible, but here's a basic rundown of the story. Some girls dance and conjure spirits in the woods, and instead of accepting their guilt, they make up stories about how they were possessed by people around the town because of the evil spirits they conjured. These girls accuse many people that are in the condemned are brought to court, and if they accept that they were possessed by the devil to make these girls do crazy pains, they are acquitted, or they can deny it and be hanged for witchcraft. Whew. The reason why I don't want to spend much time on the story is because there's a lot more to the characters than there is to the story. The characters in the book are seemingly normal. The events that happen in the book make these people savage, guilty, innocent, liars, cheaters, confessors, and condemners. Let me give you an example of one of the characters that starts out seemingly normal at the beginning, but by the end, he's a totally changed man. This man's name is John Proctor. He's a farmer, has a couple kids, but when John Proctor's wife is condemned for being a witch, he's determined to prove her innocence because of one of the girls that was dancing in the forest he had an affair with. Through these events that happen in the Crucible, John becomes the voice of truth, the voice of what's really going on in these trials. The reason why this is so interesting is because in stories, we obviously see the truth that is going on here. We never see the other side of the story. When we translate this into normal life, though, we see moral gray areas of what's really going on. Maybe it's because we've turned into the evil we were trying to expel, sort of like a witch hunt.